So, Karmelo Anthony's new trial was denied. As we all know, Karmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years in prison for the unaliving of Austin Metcalf, which he acted in self-defense. And still no jury or the judge did not buy it. They went with the Metcalf family and gave this young brother 35 years in prison. Now, it should not be a double standard in this country when it comes down to self-defense. Now, Karmelo was apparently, acting in self-defense. Did what he had to do to protect himself, but yet it didn't matter to the jury. It didn't matter to the justice system, right? But y'all remember Rick Chow, the man who unalived Cyrus Belton a few months ago. Now, they said in his case that he acted in self-defense, right? It stated that Chow acted in anger, aggression, after accusing the teenager of stealing from his store. When the defense came back and said that he maintained self-defense, asserting that he shot him because he had pointed a gun at his son during the chase. But I also read where when Rick Child's son had testified, he said that he was chasing Cyrus, and Cyrus apparently had a handgun and he turned around to point the gun at him. But what the confusing part is, how can Rick Child have shot him in the back if they were chasing him and he turned around to point the gun at his son? How can he shoot him in the back if he was turned around? Like, somebody's lying. Somebody's dead lying. Because from my personal opinion, the gun fell on the ground as he was running. So there was no way that he could have turned around and shot at this man. And then Rick Child turned around and shoot him in the back. Like, something ain't adding up. So I caught that in a lie. But that's self-defense, right? That's self-defense. And he gets off for that. But y'all gonna turn around and give Karmelo 35 years in prison when Austin Metcalf was bullying him, was getting threatened because he was going to apparently to their tent and they was probably going to try to do something to him, and he defended himself. So he don't get no excuse for that. He don't get no type of pass for that. But Rick Chow and all these police officers that unalived all these black people, they get away with it for self-defense. They can argue self-defense, I was in fear of my life and all that kind of stuff, and get away with it. Like, come on, y'all. Why is it a double standard? Why is it a double standard in this country, y'all? I never understand it. It's wrong. Peace.